Hey everyone, welcome back and welcome in. If you're new here, my name is Kay and today's swatch sesh is gonna feature one of the most chaotic brands that I have ever personally come across, which also makes sense because the founders of the brand got the idea for it at a war show. Shout out to the metal fans. Today's swatch sesh features ManGlaze and their line of, check this out, unpolished matte nail polish. They only focus on matte finishes that are formulated for ugliness. And those are their words, not mine. Viewer discretion is gonna be advised though, because their bottle art could be considered to be highly graphic for some people. However, I'm not gonna blur anything out because the whole reason for me making this video is to show you what the brand is about. So let's go ahead and get into swatching and talking not just about the polishes, but also a little bit about the history of the brand. Cabrón. I really had to start us off with a bang so that you can get a proper first impression. ManGlaze describes Cabrón as a dark purple matte nail polish with super tiny mica sparkly shit that makes it look way awesome. I mean, they're not wrong, although it has quite the cool undertone, so at first glance it can also appear like a navy blue. Now, ManGlaze has actually been around since 2007, and it all started one night after the Gore show and a little too much to drink. The owner started pondering on how funny it would be to start a line of matte nail polish that they figured guys and really cool chicks would like. I don't know, do you like this? I think it looks pretty cool, but there are some visible streaks, and matte nail polish can be quite unforgiving when it comes to that. The skinny brush is not really helping either. However, don't forget that this was formulated for ugliness after all. Mink Mitten. This is Mink Mitten, and ManGlaze says this is a metallic lavender matte nail polish with mega sparkly shit that makes it look way awesome in their manly matte finish. I'm finding that these polishes seem to have nice opacity, and you can see that in the first layer. ManGlaze had a hungover launch, that's what they say, on June 2nd, 2007 in a hardcore punk festival in Yokohama, Japan. Let me know in the comments if you were deep into nail polish back then, and if you knew of ManGlaze. Also, huge bonus points if you learned of them in that festival. Now, Mink Mitten behaved real nice. I don't see any streaks, and the end result is so good. I do love this icy purple, but notice how it doesn't look that much different with a glossy top coat, and that's likely because all of that sparkly mica taking over this already light purple color. Either way, I'm pretty impressed with this one. Fuggen Ugly. Fun fact, Fuggen Ugly has actually been with the brand since the very beginning, a time when ManGlaze still thought all they needed was this and a black. Guys, what do you say to that? I wish those were the only two nail polish colors I needed. Let's just say my YouTube channel would be quite different. So ManGlaze's 2007 launch apparently featured just one nail polish called Murdered Out, which I couldn't find on their website. I'm guessing they discontinued it or maybe it sold out. I'm actually really curious to know what color that was. I'm really digging Fuggen Ugly though. It's a matte gray nail polish which has a nice depth to it. Now check out the glossy transformation. Do you see that depth? It really brings out another side of the polish's personality, and honestly, I can't decide if I like this one more in matte or in gloss. Fatty's got more blood. Does anyone know the band Butt Steak? First time I ever heard that, but this polish was named after a rare album of theirs, and what we have here is a matte red nail polish ManGlaze says looks super awesome because of the super tiny mica sparkly shit. They really seem to enjoy that description. Now, ManGlaze's story continues in 2009 when they received a request for a few bottles for Bobby Thomas's beauty bag segment on the Today Show. Anyhow, this was one of the polishes in my haul that I was most interested in seeing because it's not just a red, it's certainly not a loud red. This is more of a refined burgundy that I think a lot of us would probably want to rock, so long as you're okay with the bottle art. Take a look at my end result here. The color is great, but those streaks are kind of disappointing. I do wonder what would happen if I added a matte top coat to it because the glossy top coat does a great job at hiding those streaks, so let me know if you're curious and want me to post an update on that, although I'm not mad at how this looks with gloss. Hot mess. Moving on to what ManGlaze calls their bling matte nail polish top coat, which catfished me just a little bit because in the picture I saw what looked like rainbow pops, so I thought this one would have some hollow, but it's really just small silver elements. And apparently they made this one to go over their matte white called mayonnaise, which I also couldn't find on their website. So ManGlaze's bottle art definitely looks like it belongs in the metal scene. Some are quite gory and graphic, which is just part of the brand identity. The majority of them have this rock poster vibe, and they were actually made by real artists like Joe Simcoe, Mike Saputo, Jason Goad, Jason Atomic, and possibly others whose art is on a discontinued or sold out shade. So I actually like Hot Mess on its own in 3 coats, and I also tried it over a dark polish, but you guys, it swallowed it. Still though, the idea of a matte silver topper is neat. There's a lot of ways you can get creative with this. I'm thinking something Christmas nail art. Matte is murder. You already know I wasn't about to leave that black in the cart. I had to test out their matte black polish. Matte is Murder, originally named the Death Tar. Notice how they're still choosing to go with mica elements. They have an affinity for mica over there, so this isn't what I would describe as a true black. It is not like Death Valley Nails Bad Water, for example. And I actually snooped around ManGlaze's socials, and their last post on IG was in September of 2025. It also seems like they haven't dropped any new polishes since 2022, but I didn't have any issues with my order. It's clear that even though ManGlaze isn't promoting themselves like we're used to, they are still around and they're still fulfilling orders. So check it out. This definitely registers as black, but it's gonna come with a little blingy kiss that is, for the most part, quite subdued, unless you add a glossy top coat, at which point we're gonna see a sparkle revival and the removal of those streaks, which have basically accompanied us throughout the sesh. TLDL, that was my ManGlaze haul, and right off the bat, you could tell that the owners are in fact staying true to their alternative lifestyle and just passing that right down to their brand. But what's most cool to me is that they seem to actually be creating work for real artists. This is so cute. I don't even care that I can't see the polish right away. I could just flip it if I really wanted to. But this right here is what makes ManGlaze different. This is what makes them stand out. And I am just a sucker. I am just passionate for things that are different. So this really stood out for me. What about the matte situation? What do you guys think about that? Personally, I dig it because the thing is, you can always make a matte glossy and vice versa, of course, but there aren't many brands that are strictly matte or that strictly focus on matte finishes. Hashtag glossy is canceled, said ManGlaze, and they are sticking to it. All right, guys, so drop your comments because honestly, I was hesitant in making this video. I thought it might be a little too much for some, but ultimately my job here is to show you cool nail polish, and aside from this skinny little brush that I didn't really enjoy, I think that the brand is pretty cool in my opinion. So let me know if you hated the names, if you hated the art, if you hated the finish. I should also say that my favorite was definitely Mink Mitten. I did like Fatty's Got More Blood. Honestly, I think I like them all. I like Cabrón, I like Matt is Murder, I like Fuggen Ugly. The only one that I think I didn't like as much was Hot Mess, just because I thought that I would get some rainbow shit, but I didn't. They stuck with their sparkly mica shit. That is gonna be it for today's sesh. So thank you for hanging out and watching me swatch ManGlaze, watching me review nail polish for men. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching so much. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.